I am so glad we're moving away from this strong, independent woman grift because this character type was the most annoying thing I've ever watched in my entire life. One of the biggest problems I have with these movies is that they're always putting down men to put women up on a higher pedestal. Like, remember that time Nick Fury lost his eye to a fucking cat, bro?
That was a close call, huh, Goosey? Huh? Those bad guys still in there somewhere. Oh, motherfucking!
The reason everyone was so mad about this, or at least I was so mad about this, is because ever since I saw Nick Fury for the first time, I was like, oh my god, what made him lose his eye? And then he gave some context, being like, the last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye for it.
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. Look, I didn't want you doing anything you weren't comfortable with. Agent Romanoff is comfortable with everything.
So that's like, oh my god, who did that to him, right? His mom, his dad, his lover, his sister, his brother. Bars. Oh my god, I'm spitting. Just for it to turn out to be a fucking cat, bro. Uh, I'm tweaking. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. There's no way they wasted this that badly. This is like a good movie that's get a horrible fucking sequel. You should have just left it there. I would have preferred to never know anything at all than to know this stupid. Alright, I'm gonna cut myself off there because I was kind of tweaking, but I do need you to understand how stupid him losing his eye in this way was. The original Nick Fury lost his eye throwing a bomb back at Nazis, bro. And then the second Nick Fury lost his eye after getting attacked transporting Wolverine to a drop site. And then the third Nick Fury, who's actually the first Nick Fury's son, and he's actually based off the MCU version of Nick Fury. We're not gonna worry about the rest of it. He lost his eye after him and his dad got kidnapped, and then the villains were like, you don't look too much like your father, and just took his eye over that shit. Nah, I don't care. We're moving on. I'm not talking about Captain Marvel, bro. Leave that in 2019, bro. Leave that. Like, hey, bro, it's the big 25. I'm not talking about Captain Marvel no more, my nigga. We're in the 2020s, bro. That shit's dead. That movie's dead. But let's talk about someone I hate with all of my heart, someone that I would never like, no matter what, someone who I'm so glad she's gone. I'm so glad she's gone. Sahar from Resident Alien, bro. You do not understand how much I hate this little girl. Like, I've never hated a child this much. And I have a little brother that uses the same two roasts all the fucking time. Like, these are our foreheads, and he's always talking about some, okay, and you have a big forehead. And my dad laughs at that shit like it's funny as something. Nigga, no, I don't. Your forehead's massive. It takes up half your face, my nigga. What the fuck are you talking about right now? And then they're going to be like, oh, well, your breath stinks. Nigga, you don't brush your teeth, gang. You have 7 crowns, bro. You had 7 crowns by the time you were 8 years old, little fuck.
Man, you good?
And the reason I dislike this girl so much is that she treats everyone like they're idiots, but they kind of are. Like, she hangs out with this little boy, Max, and he's stupid. He's slow. And the alien, the resident alien, he's also slow, which I don't understand. Like, here's 2 clips of them two just to see what I mean.
What are you doing here?
I am here to kidnap you. I need you as bait. The alien baby seems to like you. I do not understand why.
This alien baby, by the way, is a baby that was given to him by another member of his own species that she proceeded to break into his house and kidnap and then kinda raise. And then when he asked for it back, she just said no, like he's not part of the species and the most qualified person on the planet to care for a baby of his own fucking species.
All right, let's go.
What?
You're not the only one who could use some bait. You know how to do those alien sounds. But let's be clear, this isn't a kidnapping. This is an adult napping.
No, it isn't. I squeezed through this window. I brought rope and tape. I left it in the truck. But I'm kidnapping you.
Actually, kidnapping by definition is abducting someone and holding them against their will. I'm not resisting.
Sorry, shut your bitch ass up.
I want to go with you.
Then I do not want you to go with me.
You're resisting me?
Yep.
Okay. So I am adult napping you.
Her entire character revolves around her outsmarting idiots and then looking at them annoyed when they are idiots. Like, she doesn't choose to hang out with these niggas. You'll see later why this I'm smarter than all of you personality annoys me so much.
My mom says when she waxes her legs, it feels like being stung by 1,000 hornets. Then why does she do it? Because as soon as we hit puberty,
Oh my god, shut your bitch ass up, bro. Nobody cares. Stop preaching feminism in movies. Just have feminism in movies. But don't have feminism being the only reason this movie or character exists, because then you just end up with a static, boring character with no conflict at all.
Western culture tells women we're not okay as we are. We must rip out stuff that's supposed to be there, insert stuff that's not supposed to be there, and bleach everything visible to the naked eye.
Hey, being a man is hard too. I have to brush my teeth sometimes.
Max, shut your bitch ass up.
I take it back. I don't feel bad anymore.
She doesn't have a lot of moments like this where she's preaching to other characters about feminism, but I did want to bring up that this tends to happen a lot where they have a young female lead or a young female side character and their entire personality is feminism. The Outlaws is the only series that I've seen show where these people end up, which is typically alone, when all you do is make people feel bad for being who they are and simply existing in the world, and you only like to talk about the worst parts of our planet. Of course you're gonna end up alone. You're such a fucking negative Nancy, bro. Who's gonna want to be friends with you?
Believe in your soul.
My friends fancied the Kemp brothers, but I always thought Tony Hadley was a sexy one.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't mind getting a bit new romantic with Tony. Shame he's a bloody Tory. Why? Are Tories supposed to be bad in bed? Probably. The only thing they know how to fuck is this country.
Myrna.
You know, if you do a lot of walking, you should get sponsorship. Or walk to Downing Street and in a petition.
Group's just meant to be a bit of fun, really.
But what's the point?
Life is heavy enough as it is. What I love about walking is, it doesn't need a point. It's a pleasure in itself.
Yeah, but if something has no point, then it is pointless. No, I'm not having a go. I'm just saying, we could be using this time to do something real. Why can't we just enjoy a quiet stroll? Because while you're having a nice stroll, 35% of ethnic minorities are living in poverty. I'd have thought it'd be much higher.
The group is not really political, man.
Everything is political, love.
Have asked me to ask you to leave.
Leave? Why?
You told Marcus he was a race traitor because he liked the music of Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton stole his entire singing style from black R&B.
You called Susan a puppet of capitalism.
She is.
She works part-time at IKEA. Why do you have to do this all the time?
Do what?
Act like the angry black woman.
It's not an act. I've got a lot to be angry about.
So do I. We grew up together. We took the same shit. I work things through. I let things go.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't.
I have to. I don't want to end up like you.
Which is like what?
A lonely, balled-up fist of fossilized rage.
But the thing that really solidified my hatred is that throughout the entire series, she treats Max like an idiot even when he has his good moments. Like Max, like he says some smart shit, and then she's like, "Shut up, Max. You're stupid. You're so dumb, Max. You don't have an IQ, Max."
I don't want to be friends with those kids. Our group is fine with just the two of us.
Two isn't a group. It's a couple.
I thought two was a few.
Max, shut your bitch ass up.
Why would you think that?
It rhymes.
I know this doesn't have anything to do with the video, but one of my biggest critiques on Resident Alien in any series that has a time skip is the characters being the same after the time skip as they were before the time skip. Before, Max being so dumb was kind of funny, and now it's annoying. And the same thing goes for Sahar. Before, she was a smart young girl, and now she's just some pretentious child. While watching this, I kind of tuned out because I tuned out of everything that has to do with Sahar until I heard something that made me lock the fuck in so quick, bro.
Who are we gonna lose?
Me.
What?
I'm going away, Max.
To jail?
What? No. I tested it into a prestigious academic program for gifted children in California.
I am so serious. I've never been more happy to see a character get written out, and I had so much more fun without her in this show. Like, the dynamic between the alien and Max is just so much fun to watch because they don't have her steamrolling them every 2 seconds, being like, "You're such idiots, you're so stupid." But unfortunately, this happened at the end of the season.
Don't tell Max I'm back yet, okay?
My. I see you committed a crime.
No, I quit that gifted program I was in. Everyone was older, and they were all so smart, and I was just average. I've never been average.
In summary, she couldn't handle not being the smartest person in the room anymore, so she quit school. Fuck this little nigga. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's gonna have some character development. You know what I mean? Like, she's constantly making Max feel dumb, Maybe not that she's had people make her feel dumb, even though it was nowhere near intentional, right? She'll finally be like, oh, I do that to people. Let me be nicer. Nah, she's the same nigga. A bunch of niggas hate Sahar. At least 216 other people also hate this nigga, man. Alright, before we get into the next part of this video, one thing y'all need to know about me is I grew up watching princess movies. Because I had 4 sisters, right? Like, all I did was watch girly shit. Teen Wolf, Glee, fucking Pretty Little Liars. I hated that show. I don't know how anybody could like it, but whatever. All that just goes to say, I know these movies, right? And Mulan and the remake are damn near 2 completely different movies. Now, one of the main points of this movie was it was feminism, right? It was being like, hey, I'm a woman, you're a man, but I can still do what you do. I just have to do it differently. But this movie chooses to throw away that message and go with the SIW approach of Mulan is just better than everybody. Even in the movie itself, they're like, Mulan, you shouldn't adapt to the world should adapt to you. Nigga, what? They even removed the pole climbing scene, which was very important to the plot of the movie and the story that it was trying to tell of overcoming adversity and finding ways to do things that you couldn't do normally. And they do this throughout the entire movie where they remove or adapt any scene that doesn't fit this Mulan is a super soldier ass narrative that they got going on. And on top of that, they dumbed down Mulan before she used her craftiness and ingenuity to fix problems. And now she just uses the fact that she's a fucking super soldier. Like, she deadass is hopped up on that shit. Like, Hydra needs to study her ass. Let's compare both versions of the avalanche scene to prove my point.
Enemy on the ridge! Turn around! Fire! Fire! Turn it around! Move it! Move!
Okay, this scene relies on 1, Mulan being a master archer to get up there and hit all those shots dead on. 2, the enemies being complete dumbasses and turning a set catapult around. They know exactly how far this catapult can shoot and will shoot, and yet they turn it around to shoot at a fucking mountain when they already shot like 2 of the helmets with just arrows alone. Why wouldn't they just continue to shoot the arrows? And 3, that horse being in the perfect place at the right time. If she would have jumped off that mountain, she would have broke her leg. She didn't even look down first. Like, you could have at least had a Red Dead whistle, bro. Come on. Oh, and her being a fucking super soldier. Mulan is out here kicking spears mid-air, like 1v6ing niggas and shit, which is nothing like Mulan, by the way. She outsmarted everybody that she quote-unquote fought. She didn't have any hands at all. Now, let's compare this to the original Mulan.
Eggs, you might want to light that right about now. Quickly, quickly! Come on, we gotta help! You missed! How could you miss? He was 3 feet in front of you!
The original Mulan's plan actually made sense, right? Shooting that mountain and causing an avalanche, like, look at it. It looks like it's barely managing to stand. And that was a cannon, by the way. It wasn't a firework. That was a whole cannon that they just shot that thing with. Does it make sense that that would topple the mountain? I don't know, fuck nigga. I'm not an avalanche scientist. One thing I do know is that it makes more sense than the other Mulan's stupid ass plan. And this is exactly what I mean by they made her dumber. Mulan went from rising to the occasion to just stepping on the platform norm, and to be honest, that ruins the point of the movie. One of the biggest points of Mulan is to rise above expectations, but the Mulan that we see in the live action didn't have to rise above anything. She was already there. And I also believe it's a big hit to feminism, because before Mulan was realistic, even though she didn't actually exist, this is a person that could have actually existed. It gives off the narrative that women can't be strong unless they're unrealistic. In my eyes, the entire SIW movement can just be tied up to them overcompensating. They were so scared of women seeming weak that they deleted all of their flaws, but their flaws are what makes them relatable. Their flaws are what makes them dynamic and three-dimensional characters. And without that, no one can relate to you. Now, women, not children, not men, not the elderly. You're just making a movie for no one. Not that anyone cares, but this video took so long to come out because I did recently graduate and I was kind of tied up with that. And then the day before I graduated, my Instagram got banned, so my entire gold mine of content is just gone now. So I gotta rebuild my house. I'm dead ass back to building algorithms brick by brick again, bro. This shit is tragic.